going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to get started with the airbags on the Mustang. So we do have to remove our dash and bolt knee airbags. That should be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. So we did go ahead and get our windshield cut out. And I do want to mention a quick little tip. Do tape around here because with the knife getting in here and everything, you don't want to scratch any of the nice panels. As you see right here, you're not going to see it with the glass, but there's some scratches and stuff. So we also got to clean up this glue, and you just want to get a sharp razor blade and bring this down to the bare metal, and we'll be ready for our new windshield. That'll also give us more space to work in. I did go ahead and also pull the seats out to give us more space in there. All right, guys, so we got the seats out on the Mustang, and they're in great condition overall. After all, the car only has 1,700 miles. Let me know what you guys think about upgrading these seats to some bucket seats. I really like the Recaro seats. Those are outrageously high. So let me know what you guys think about some upgraded bucket seats. And let me know on what color I should go with. So thank you all for watching the video. If you are new to the channel, please be sure to like and subscribe. We've got some more awesome things on the way. If you find an awesome build that you want to see Danny TV rebuild, be sure to email me down below. So we are going to jump into the interior and get to work. So stay tuned. So we've got the interior nice and clean. We're not going to cut ourselves. We're going to start removing some of the trim pieces. So we're going to go ahead and remove the glove box and then start with this trim right here, because I have looked at the old dash and kind of have a good idea exactly where the bolts are. You do want to just be extra careful not to leave any marks using any plastic clip removers, because that tends to also leave marks, especially if you don't know where the clips are. So the best trick here is just to kind of start from the trim pieces down here and work your way up. We do have a good idea of where all the bolts are looking at the new dash. So we are going to start on the passenger side and work our way to the driver's side. So there's also this little cover here. Hides the two screws for the radio. And then once you get the top two, this panel is pretty rigid, so you just got to pull on it, this corner off. work it out. There is a few plugs I see back there. We're gonna have to unhook those. They don't have too much room. Alright guys, so this is where we're at on the dashboard. So the good news is we don't have to remove our doors to pull these bolts out here. They are pretty long, but you only need to clear them out of the dash so they could still stay inside the frame pillar. And we also had to remove the windshield wipers to get the two bolts right in here, which are right here. So we did go ahead and remove the main bolts. Also got 4 main bolts on this structure here. So we did go ahead and remove our airbag, which you could take something like very small Allen or like a small screwdriver. Pretty much all you need to do is from the hole right there, you just need to press on this little spring here, kind of move the spring there, and that's gonna pop the airbag off. Our clips did melt on the airbag. We are gonna have to replace the clock spring, and now we have to take off the steering wheel because the way the dash is made, it's pretty much squared up right here, and it's also got a support running across down here, so it's not gonna clear the steering wheel. And then drop our steering column, which you have 4 bolts holding that onto the dash. That also has to lower down. So this is just gonna show me in reference how the plugs run. We did go ahead and start working on some of the wiring harness. We still have a few plugs that we have to unclip to show which way to run the plugs on the dash. And you also got the same bolts on this side, and we don't actually have to remove our center console. There is a few bolts right here, which this is pretty neat right here. This slides back and forth, so you are able to get a wrench to get the 2 8mm screws holding it on this bottom section here, so it can really speed up the process. So stay tuned, we're gonna go ahead and get started on this. Hopefully this goes smoothly and we can hop on installing the new one. upgrade the interior, so let me know if I should upgrade the steering wheel, because I really like the Alcantara. I really like the suede GT 350 steering wheel and the Camaro ZL1. It'd really be awesome to know that these flashers here would fit through the cutout. Nice not to have to take this apart. It's going along pretty smoothly and we're just moving right along, so stay tuned. So we are going to go ahead and remove our signals here just to be safe, because it looks so much wider than the section it has to fit through. So we removed our trim, and at first I did want to just remove the 2 Allen bolts here and remove this whole clock spring assembly, unplug it, but that solution didn't go as planned. We did move on to option B, which you only have 2 tiny star bit screws that hold the signal on. Once you do get those off, check this out. Bam. So it's got its own little plug here that it connects to on its own, so there's no harness you have to unplug. That's pretty neat right there. So we are learning as we go. I love it, and this is the best way to do it. Stay tuned to see this come out tonight. Probably gonna need your help too. It's probably easier for you to hop on this side and move it as I move it.
Alright.
So he's gonna go ahead and hop on it and help me with this side, because it is a little harder with one person. It is gonna take some time trying to work it out, but the good news is that it is moving around. So I was able to get my hand behind the firewall with the clip remover and get some of the wiring harness back here. And you do have to kind of work with the steering column and feed that through as you are lifting and working this out. So we've got most of our harness right here loose. I'm gonna go ahead and feed that through. Alright guys, we're gonna leave it at that. I do need to get some help from my brother to completely remove the dash. It's a little hard to grab with one hand. It's a little heavy. We've got all of our harnesses and grounds out of the way. Our steering column is completely out, and basically we've got our heater box, and we also have got some glass behind here. So pretty much the dash is ready to come out. I'm gonna get some help from my brother. I do feel like we should have pulled the center console out. I did have to be extra careful with the dash and these metal brackets coming towards the gear shifter and this center trim. Once I took the dash out of its positioning, late to take the trim out, so I went ahead and covered it up. But once we get this dash out, I am gonna hop on and remove this so that we don't put any scratches on it, and it gives us more space installing the new one. So it slowed us down in the long run because we had to be extra careful not to scratch it. To figure out a bit of our wiring harness out, I do want to install the Sync 3 Ford navigation system in the car. So I do have it in. I tried some of the original harnesses and plugs, and 2 of them were different from the stock base module. Video, all the support in the comments is much appreciated. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to see more videos like this, and we'll catch you in the next one. The navigation screen is going to hold us up a little because I don't want to completely install the new dash and then find out that we have to splice into some of the wires. So I did purchase the screen locally, and he does still have the original harness that runs back there, so we might have to do that route. So that is going to hold us off if I cannot find an adapter to work with that unit. So stay tuned, guys. In the next video we will be installing the dash and completing our interior, and then from there we are going to move on to our subframe and get started on the framework. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. All the love and support is much appreciated, and we'll catch you very soon.